Warning. The facts you are about to hear are based off 2 hours of researching the pros and cons of history's heroes and most controversial figures. This is Pros and Conquerors, the bad boys of history.
Bring this episode in. You see I'm doing stuff over here.
Do. Do you hear those merrying ding dong bells, those jingle bells? You know what time of year it is, guys? It's Christmas. Oh my God. And speaking of Christmas, who better to do an episode of Pros and Conquerors with than old Kris Kringle himself, Santa motherfucking Claus, Saint Nicholas. The man has many names, and we're gonna get into it. Who is Santa Claus? Who is Saint Nicholas? Where does it come from? Where do you go?
Who did he rape? Let's just get into it. Let's hear his dark past.
Was he a good man, or was he a murdering, violent terrorist?
Or was he real at all?
Dun dun dun. When did you believe in Santa Claus growing up?
No. I don't know if everybody's like this, but I feel like poor people figure out Santa's not real faster than other people, because it's just like you just don't get anything one year, and you're like, all right.
But there
either Santa's not real, or he just skipped
hates
me.
Poor people.
Yeah.
But you never believed him at all?
No. I remember probably up until I was 7 or 8 years old. And then after that, it was like, could tell what was happening.
That's pretty, 7 or 8, that's pretty much when everyone finds out he doesn't
Is it?
exist. Yeah.
Okay.
I've asked a lot of people, when did you find out Santa doesn't exist? And some people say like when they were like 4 or 5 years old.
That's
like,
horrible.
holy shit. Imagine walking around with information like that at school.
It's no good. You shouldn't have that info.
Your little friend, Steven, he's coming to kindergarten talking about, oh, I'm going to ask Santa for this and that. You're like, if I drop this bomb right now, I'm going to fuck up this kid's whole year. But for some reason, even though kids are shit at keeping secrets, they seem to be good at the ones that find out Santa Claus doesn't exist early. They seem to be good at keeping that a secret.
No. Well, I guess because, if they have siblings, they get told not to say anything.
Yeah. But even at school, like, yeah.
And then at school, they would like it's the same thing. You can't say anything, and if you do, you're just gonna sound like a conspiracy theorist anyway.
Ooh, that's like, yeah, that's mini conspiracy theorist.
You know he's not real. Of course, I get presents every single year. I met him one year. That was your dad in a suit, man. Why on earth would my dad dress up like Santa Claus?
I lined up for 2 hours to sit on his lap at the mall.
He's at the mall. I always see him at the mall. What's wrong with you, Billy?
I remember my nephew, even now he's 8 and he knows Santa's not real, but even when he was like 6, he still believed in Santa, but he was like, but the one at the mall is not real. He's like, that's not the real Santa.
Oh, yeah?
So he was like in on that. He's like,
how do you know that?
He's like, that's not the real Santa. Like, Santa doesn't have time to be just coming to the mall in Brampton.
Wow, you knew?
He's a pretty smart kid. And a very skeptical kid, too. Very scientific kid.
That's no good. Somebody must have took him to too many malls in one day. You gotta take him to one mall a day.
That's true, eh? You go to 2 malls, you're like, how the fuck? How are you here? Well, how does he deliver all those presents overnight? He has 31 hours to do it. If you do the math, time change and everything. 31 hours to get to everyone's house. Obviously, he skips the Muslims, but no. I'm just saying.
And the Jewish people.
And Jewish people?
Yeah, of course.
And the Jews?
Yeah.
You skip those 2.
That's it.
Light work.
Plus he takes meth for sure. That's how he covers all that ground. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He snorts meth.
So is Santa, on paper, yeah, he's giving presents to a bunch of kids. Maybe not every kid in the world, but a lot. And but is he a great guy, or is he just a piece of shit? You know what I mean? That works elves like child slaves all year round, and then he takes all the credit for all their work in one night of work. The rest of the time he's just sitting around getting fat, huh?
He's Jeff Bezos.
That's the myth of Santa, at least. The myth of Santa is nice and all, but I don't know. Yeah, I had a book when I was a kid called Santa Incorporated, and it was about the elves going on strike, basically being like, "Yo, we're working too hard and not getting enough."
Wow, really?
Yeah, and he's like, "Shut up, you midgets."
What, he says that? He says that?
It's a kid's book. He doesn't say that.
I was like, wow, because you never know. Back in the day, they would write that.
I should read through it again. My mom just gave it away this year, though, because one of our family friends was like asking for kids' books.
Gave it to who?
A family friend. It went to a good place.
You got to keep that stuff for your kids.
No.
You have to be selfish and say, just in case, I'm keeping all
this is the
stuff.
giving season. Come on. Now, okay, so what do you know about St. Nicholas? Where the name comes from? Jolly old St. Nick, where allegedly the story of Santa comes from. We're going to get into that in a little bit.
So I always knew that to be Santa Claus. That was just like his full name.
Yeah.
But then as I got older, I started listening to podcasts and all sorts of things. I started hearing about how he wasn't an actual saint. He was just very saintly. He would like go to people's houses. I don't know if this was Kris Kringle or Saint Nick. Like, I don't know if those are the same guys. I think
Saint Nicholas, Kris Kringle, Sinterklaas, they're all the same.
Yeah, so this guy would go to people's houses, and like if you needed like $500, he'd like hang out with you and drink some tea, and then when you went to the washroom, he'd like put $500 in your shoe, and then he'd leave, and then you'd find it, and you'd be like, oh my god, thank God.
Interesting.
And he was just doing that for everybody. Like, and also, if you had a stocking up,
yeah,
which is where this comes from, people would have their socks drying, hanging, so he knew that they were going to grab them because they're drying. So the next step is to grab your socks. So he'd put money in the socks, and that's where stocking stuffings came from.
That's a dangerous premise, because what if like you lost one sock and your mom was like getting rid of stuff, and she's like, this sock doesn't even have a matching pair. She just throws it out. Little did she know there was fucking gold coins in there.
Well, you'd know some gold coins in a sock back
True.
in the day. You'd see that shit.
Yeah, but back then they didn't let women touch money, so maybe she didn't know it all.
Yeah, she'd touch it and she'd go, oh my god, I think there's coins in there. She'd call one of her sons.
I'm sorry.
Can you touch the coins, please?
She has to tell her husband to give her 13 lashes that night.
Oh my god, no. Because of Saint Nick. But yeah, that's what I know about him. That's the most I know in terms of knowledge of him as a person.
Yeah, the story of Santa Claus has been told so many different ways. I do like that claymation Santa Claus movie where they tell the story. You know, there's what's the guy's name? There's a guy that basically doesn't let kids play with toys anymore. Tisberger or something.
Yeah. You're talking about like the old school Christmas movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
That story is a bunch of bullshit. When you get down to it, who was Saint Nicholas? That wasn't the real story. So Saint Nicholas, he was in the year 270 AD. So that's about like almost, it's like 1800 years ago now.
Yeah.
1750 to be exact. He's a Christian saint. He was a Greek bishop in Myra, which is now known as Turkey, and he has many miracles attributed to him. Nicholas the Wonder Worker, they called him. Now, he was a miracle himself. He was a baby born from an old couple. Like, you know the story of Abraham, right?
Yeah.
Where he has like a baby when they were like 80 years old. So same, I don't know if they were the same age, but his parents were very old when they had him. They're very old. So since they were so old, they died when he was pretty young, and they left him a big inheritance.
How much?
Just a huge one. Just a massive one.
Like just thousands of goats.
No, money.
Hundreds of coins.
Lots of gold, though.
Really?
And this is where he's like, okay, so he was already going to like preschool and stuff. He was doing like missions and stuff. So when his parents died, he's like, okay, I want to use that money for good. I want to use that money to give to the poor, clothes, food, and just straight up money. So
really,
and he knew like to go to heaven, to be viewed as good to God, you have to give without wanting to be known for it. Like, you know what I mean? Without like, it's not like, oh, I'm giving you this so that you guys can be like, this guy's a great man.
Without the notoriety.
So that's where he would disguise himself and go around and give the money. So one of the most classic stories of him is there was a merchant who tax collectors came and they took a bunch of his money. He fell on hard times, and now he had 3 daughters. And back then, it's like if you didn't have a dowry to pay the husband to your daughters,
Yes,
I've
heard this.
They they were pretty much not going to get taken.
Yeah.
And he didn't have enough to afford to take care of 3 daughters into adulthood now, especially because he lost all his money. So the alternative was he had to sell his 3 daughters into sex slavery.
Yes.
So now Saint Nicholas, when I was looking at facts for him, he's the patron saint of children, but he's also the patron saint of sex workers. I was like, oh wow, why? And it was because
those two things don't blend.
He saved these 3 daughters from slavery.
True.
Now, this is where he would go throw the money in their house at night in the shoes and the stockings. There was a rumor that he dropped a bag of gold down the chimney, and that's where the chimney thing comes from.
True.
All of this stuff, it could just be made up, but the point is, what he did do is for each of this guy's 3 daughters, when it came time for them to be the age of marriage, he would drop off a bag of money, basically, so that the dowry would be paid for. So the first daughter, it happens. Wow, where did that money come from? That's so nice. Second one happens, and he's like, holy shit, this is happening every time I have a daughter old enough to get married. So when the third one's old enough to get married now, when she's about to get married, this time that guy was like, I want to see who's giving me this money. I want to keep a lookout for it, right? So he
stayed up all night like a 6-year-old.
He stayed up all night. Where's Santa? The money gets thrown in his window. He hears it hit the ground. He runs out of his house right away. He chases the man who ends up being Saint Nicholas. He chases him, finds him. He's like, oh, thank you so much. And Nicholas is like, yeah, you're welcome and all, but don't tell anyone that I gave you it.
That was it.
Now, obviously, the guy couldn't keep a secret because he ended up telling people about it, and that's when people started hearing about Nicholas.
What a bitch.
Being that dude.
He asked him not to say anything. He just said, fuck it, I'm going to say something.
He just did it anyways.
Wow. After he just helped your daughters.
I know. The one thing he asked for it.
He got them out of prostitution.
Isn't that crazy? It's funny that he even felt like he needed to, okay, so that merchant, when he fell on hard times, the reason that St. Nicholas didn't just go hand with the money also is because apparently that merchant would have felt like he had too much pride to take money from someone else.
Yeah, for sure.
But he didn't have too much pride to sell his children into sex slavery. So where the fuck does this guy's pride begin and end?
Because that was regular back then.
Isn't that crazy?
He was just like, man, they're going to have to. It's just like if you know you don't have like college saved up for your kid, you're like, damn, they're just going to have to go on OSAP.
Don't hand me money unless you're handing me money to have sex with my daughters. The hell?
Prostitution was OSAP.
That's what they called pride. That's crazy, yo. That's crazy.
Wait, what can you do, man? In the different world back then. I guess. But this is exactly the same guy that I heard. The same stories that I was hearing, that was an exact story that was told.
Interesting.
So this is the same guy.
It might be the same guy, because I wish you came with what that guy's name was, because as we get further in, like right now we're talking about the pros, what St. Nicholas is known for.
His name was Nicholas.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, but he wasn't an actual saint. He was just saintly. So like,
who is a saint until they make him a saint? You be saintly on earth, you become.
I don't know that they made him a saint, did they?
Saint Nicholas, bro. Yes, of course they did.
No, I think they just call him a saint.
No, he got
wasn't
sainted.
actually one.
He better have got sainted. Like, I didn't even think about fact checking that part, but he's known as Saint Nicholas.
He was just very saintly.
He's the patron saint of sailors, merchant, archers, repentant thieves, prostitutes, children, brewers, pawnbrokers, unmarried people, and students.
Unmarried people?
Yeah, if you don't get married, he's the saint of you too. This guy's he's a saint across the board, buddy.
He's a saint of the single.
Saint Nick, Sinterklaas. Sinterklaas is just another way of saying Saint Nicholas, and that's where they got Santa Claus from, short form.
True.
Anyways, so the reason that he's the saint of sailors also is this guy. He loved to travel, and one day he was on a boat. It was a very stormy night, and apparently he shamed the storm into calming down. He's like, "Hey, storm, you're a bad storm."
He's like,
you're too loud right now.
Dare do this on this day with me and my men? How dare you? We try to sleep here and you do this.
He rebuked the waves and shamed them into being calm. Waves, why are you acting up like this?
Go to the dark corners of Africa with this horribleness, please.
Yeah, exactly.
Wipe them out. We are good white men.
And that's where he's. So yeah, he worked miracles. You know what I mean? That was the craziest miracle, though. The craziest miracle. So patron saint of children. Apparently, there was a butcher that was a cannibal. He used to chop kids up, and eat their meat and everything. Now Nicholas found out about this. He went and he discovered 3 dismembered children in pickle barrels.
Damn.
They were chopped up, and apparently he waved his hands over the barrels, and the kids just popped up, and they were all dead. Now, that was like a wild miracle. You know what I mean? I'm like, why didn't they just make this guy Jesus at this point? Yo, this guy.
Yeah, is this Jesus?
Humpty Dumpty fell down, and you put him back together again.
He just went like this.
Like,
over a big old barrel.
The kids popped out, and then he fucked the butcher up. Nicholas, as much as he was a good guy and everything, apparently he could get pretty violent if you did some stuff he didn't. Yeah.
He's with the shits.
No, that's the good stuff. That's the good side of Nicholas. But like I said, Pros and Conquerors. We look up the good and the bad. And what does the bad have to say on the internet? Well, I had to translate this. There was one guy speaking Arabic on YouTube, basically giving the ugly truth about Santa Claus.
True.
And basically he's like, that's all bullshit. This guy was a terrorist. This guy was a murderer. And why he called him a murderer and a terrorist is apparently, so there was this council of Nicaea, and I don't know how to pronounce it.
Nicaea.
Nicaea. I think that's how it was spelled. But basically, it was a council. It was a council where they were deciding on the Holy Trinity. You know, in Christianity, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
So they were arguing back and forth about are they all godly, or is just God, and then Jesus and the Holy Spirit are below him. All right.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
So there was one guy that was arguing that God is God and Jesus is not God. And apparently, Nicholas beat the shit out of him.
What?
In the council.
I was going to say I agree, but never mind.
He beat the fuck out of him. He's like, Jesus is God. Jesus is one with God. The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. He beat the fuck out of him. They put him in prison, actually, until the council was over.
Who? Nicholas or the dude?
They put Nicholas for beating up that priest. And they demoted him from bishop to, regular priest. But after that council, he's like, fuck that shit. Every place in his region that was so the two it's called Trinitarianism and Unitarianism.
Okay.
So Unitarianism is the one where it's like God is God, Jesus ain't on that level.
Okay.
Trinitarianism is Jesus is on the same level as God. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So he actually this was just off one YouTube video that I watched, the one that was in Arabic that I couldn't even I was just breaking down the translation.
Okay.
And the translation was basically that after that council, Nicholas, a violent man, was going to all the Unitarianism churches in his place and basically fucking them up, doing terrorist attacks on them, killing people, murdering people. What does it say?
What region of the world is this as well?
Turkey.
Wow.
It was known as something else at the time, but
and that's why we eat turkey on Christmas.
So
wow.
No,
that's why.
No, I don't think so.
That is why. That's where it originated. Because it all happened in Turkey. And Jesus was probably born there too. He's Turkish.
Well, damn.
Oh, God damn.
You're opening my mind to shit I didn't even hear about. But basically, okay, so Nicholas had an alliance with a disruptive and corruptive Athanasianism party, and they were described as the Ecclesiastian Mafia. Wow. Don't I show how stupid I am by not being able to read?
Bro, are you kidding me? Athesians?
The
Athesians. Oh.
You know who that is?
Of course not.
Oh,
what?
Okay. But basically, okay, so while he was the bishop of this area in Turkey, he was behind embezzlement, cronyism, fraud, slander, and murder committed by the Alexandrians themselves. He was a certain key player in courting of imperial power and usurpation of the Christian theology. So basically, he was trying to wipe out all that Unitarianism thing, and he had some pretty bad mafia type guys going around fucking up the churches. So he wasn't literally going and killing people, but he was definitely he was the shot caller. You know what I mean? He was the dawn of Trinitarianism.
And you know what? I'm thinking, like, as you're saying this, I'm like, there's no way this guy got sainted. He was never a saint, right? Because he did all this shit. But like we found out on that other episode, people can be sainted just because they're riders for whatever.
Exactly.
They're basically just like knights.
When you're riding for that message. So if the church decided, yeah, we like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and thanks for doing us that favor of taking out all these non-believers or people that were trying to believe some next shit. Even though they were believing in the same God, they weren't believing in the same God the same way.
Yeah, exactly.
And so basically, Nicholas, he does have a reputation for doing that too. As much as he's known as the saint of children and this and that. What does it say?
That's wild. That's such a wild thing to think of. That like sainthood is really just like you're just like a really good soldier. It's just like a Purple Heart. So
they say that he issued an edict. He issued a law in his region that anyone that deviates from the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit is punishable by death. A sentence that survived for centuries after him.
Damn.
So yeah, like he started that gangster shit, and this is the motherfucking thanks that he got. Now, like you said, the story that gets told after is basically he's a great guy, he's a saint, and the whole giving gifts thing and the money thing, apparently it was stolen from a pagan story of a guy named Odin.
Okay.
Who would fly around
Odin?
I don't know.
Okay.
Fly around. Who is the Odin when it comes down to it? But yeah, fly around giving gifts to kids, and they basically made the image of Saint Nicholas a very like nice thing. Instead of being like he's the one that wiped out all these people that didn't believe in the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, they made it this guy. Let's all celebrate Saint Nicholas because he gave gift to kids and stuff. So
wow,
it's definitely there's two sides on the internet. Saint Nicholas was a great guy that did great things, or Saint Nicholas was the guy that wiped out Unitarianism.
It seems like they kind of rewrote shit for him to make him seem more saintly. But again, like it's his story, right? His story is history, right?
Ooh.
So whoever decides,
to the victors go the spoils.
Yeah. However, whoever wins is gonna be like, okay, this is how it went down.
Yeah.
And they're gonna make him look nice. Damn. God damn. I'm torn now. And he gives gifts.
Huh?
He might be good overall.
He might be good overall.
He saved a lot of women from prostitution. I don't know what he was saving kids from, but
he saved kids from getting chopped up. He fucking put them back together again.
There's no way that's real. There's no way. You think that's real? You think he really did that?
Well, through the power of Christ, anything's possible.
Then I think he was an alien.
No, I don't.
I'll always go back to aliens back in this day.
How is St. Nicholas connected with Santa Claus? St. Nicholas feast day is on December 6th, and his storied generosity to children led to the tradition of giving gifts to children in his name. With the Protestant Reformation, Martin Luther, don't ask me if that's Martin Luther King, I don't know,
no, it's
advocated the gift-giving tradition to be moved to the celebration itself on December 25th. St. Nicholas himself remained closely tied to the holiday, and the English tradition of Father Christmas was moved. So a lot of people say Jesus is the reason for the season, and
he's not.
Blah, blah, blah. And Jesus, he was born on December 25th, and that's a reason to celebrate, of course. But
he wasn't.
It's not like Santa Claus is some made-up shit. It's not like Santa Claus is some made-up like Disney shit. Like when people used to say Jesus is the reason for the season, I really thought Santa was just like a made up story. I didn't realize Saint Nicholas there was like a
whole story behind it.
Now whether he did it or they stole it from Odin, I don't know. I can't prove. I'll tell you that there's people on the internet saying that that whole part's made up, and the real story is he was a murderous like mob boss.
There's a bunch of shit,
but he's definitely a bad boy of history.
He's definitely a horrible guy. I guess it's hard to say, right? Because he did so many nice things, and back in the day, you just murdered people. This is what you did.
You just did it. It wasn't even.
That would be like a rite of. That'd be like hunting.
1800 years ago, there was guys doing worse for less.
Like it would be like hunting. Like people would just be like, "All right, it's time for you to kill somebody. You're 14 now."
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You're gonna get married in like 2 years. You gotta know how to kill people. Protect your family and your house.
Sometimes you gotta knock out another priest for believing something different. But yeah, man. So that's Saint Nicholas. Saint Nicholas. He. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, what are you gonna believe? I definitely think they stole a lot of the stuff from that pagan shit to make him look better, to make it more digestible, family like friendly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if he did throw some bags of money at people, I think the whole like delivering gifts to all these kids, I think that was a little bit of a. They're like, oh, let's borrow that from another story. Because when I was looking at like what people were saying about it, like, yeah, they did steal another story, like word for word kind of thing. Like you stole our guy.
But you know what? When you're talking about you stole our guy and stories, you know, there's like 12 different stories of Jesus, like all around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like an Egyptian one. There's like, I think there's like, I don't want to say Celtic, but like that area. There's a story of somebody there way, way back. Like they're like all over. This like same story being told.
Yeah, yeah.
Really weird.
Well, even in the Bible and in Hindu scriptures, there's like certain stories that, like my ex was Hindu, and there was a story that she told me from their scriptures that is like word for word, like the exact same story. There's the exact same story in the Bible. So a lot of people do like, okay.
Are you talking about the Bana Nagiva thing?
What's
their
that?
Thing? It's like they're like huge. It's like Hinduism, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know no, they have like 3 books, right?
Do they? I don't know. I was talking with Rijet,
Yeah.
that comedian, and he was telling me about like one giant book.
Okay.
And their whole thing is like it's like the longest poem ever written. And
Damn.
like that. She never said that to you?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But like basically they're okay. So there's this.
I don't know.
No, I don't. I can't. You're making me think too hard now. I'm trying to think about Santa Claus and the Christmas spirit. But yeah, basically there is a lot of stories that they borrow from each other. Well, one borrows from the one that was written first. They're like, hey, I like the moral of that story. Let me just tell it with our people.
Well, you know what they could have taken this whole story from? In actuality, 8 ways magic mushrooms explain Santa.
Whoa.
Yeah. Arctic shaman used to dress in red and white, and they used to give out mushrooms on the winter solstice. That's a real thing. They used to do that. They used to give mushrooms like gifts, and they would always grow under pine trees. And they always look like this, red and white.
Damn.
So there's a lot of people who say that the whole thing of Santa is connected to mushrooms.
Wow.
And that's why he's in red and white. Reindeer were shaman spirit animals. Like if you're a shaman, your spirit animal's a reindeer.
Huh.
Yeah, a lot of weird shit
Interesting.
when it comes to this whole thing.
The Odin guy flied a 8-legged horse, and that's directly in comparison to Santa Claus's 8 reindeer.
True. 8-legged horse.
Yeah.
The fuck. But that could be a bunch. Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's Odin. That's Santa.
That could be 4 Wait, no. How many reindeer would that be? 2, right?
No. But they're just saying 8 legs, 8 reindeer.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you name all the reindeer? Let's see
let me
if we can
see.
do it.
It goes Randy, Jacob, Jamal.
Really? You don't know any?
Pluto,
Donner and
Blitzen.
Dasher and
Blitzen.
something.
Blitzen.
Yeah. But there's one in between.
You're thinking the song.
Dashin and okay. Donner, Dasher, Blitzen.
Pluto.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Pluto.
Is it actually?
Yeah, because Santa was a shaman and he would get high as fuck. So he would go to Pluto.
Are you serious?
I'm pretty sure Pluto's one of them. I'm like almost positive.
I'm just looking it up now. But I want to try and think of it. Okay. There they are. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid.
Oh, Comet, that's what it was.
Donner
Sorry.
and Blitzen. And then later on Rudolph came in. Now, when we think about the story of Rudolph, Santa apparently allowed a lot of bullying at the North Pole. Because they wouldn't let him join in any reindeer games. They wouldn't let him join in any of the reindeer games. And whose watch was that under? Whose culture was this? The North Pole, where you're supposed to be happy-go-lucky?
Yeah.
Apparently, Santa didn't give a fuck about the reindeers' lives because he's like, I don't give a fuck. He's useless to me anyways. And that's basically how Santa was. So was Santa even that good of a guy when he's just letting somebody that's a little different get bullied. All of a sudden you need him. It's a foggy Christmas Eve, and he comes and says, hey, you reindeer that I've been treating like shit, just letting all these other reindeer bully you for your whole life. I need your help tonight. Won't you guide my sleigh tonight? And Rudolph did, because Rudolph is a good guy.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit. And plus, Rudolph's nose resembles a bright red mushroom. That's what they say about Rudolph. Damn. There's all aspects of Christmas and Santa Claus can be linked to mushrooms. It's just a weird thing.
It is.
It's just a weird thing. A visit from Saint Nicholas may have been borrowed from shaman rituals. Shaman used to dress up in red and white and pass out mushrooms from house to house. And if it was winter time, so your thing would be blocked, your door, so they would have to drop it from the top.
Huh.
So it's all in this one article that I fucking read. It's so weird.
What's it? Santa is from the Arctic. Yeah, I don't know how Santa ended up at the North Pole.
Right?
What does it say about that?
Well, it says one historian, Ronald Hutton, told NPR that the theory of the mushroom Santa connection is flawed. If you look at the evidence of Serbian shamanism, which I've done, you find that shamans didn't travel by sleigh, didn't usually deal with reindeer spirits, very rarely took mushrooms to get trances, didn't have red and white clothing. That's what he says, right? And then, but Rush and Ruck disagree, saying a shaman did deal with reindeer. They did have muck and mushrooms. It's well documented. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. So basically, they're just saying Rush added for sleighs. Oh, yeah, that's why they're saying he's from the Arctic, because of the sleighs and everything. And this isn't the point. These guys get deep into it. These guys are fucking, they're like Christmas experts. So what do they say here? It's fucking... Rush added, as for sleighs, the point isn't the exact mode of travel, but that the trip involves transportation to a different celestial realm.
Damn.
They're just going deep into the connection between the two. But it's weird. It's weird how these stories connect with this story and how it all makes sense together. Like all of it. It's very weird.
I'm just looking at how it wasn't just Santa that they stole from pagans, that Odin thing. It's other like stuff like the Christmas tree. Okay, so they say that they would cut trees down, decorate them in honor of the sun god. That's not the god that we believe in the Bible, right? And the Bible pretty much shit on it. They called it a heathen custom. They said, for the customs of the peoples are worthless. They cut a tree out of the forest, and a craftsman shapes it with a chisel. They adorn it with silver and gold. They fasten it with hammer and nails so it will not totter. And then what do we do after Jeremiah 10:3-4 said that? We ended up doing the same thing. We do that on Christmas, on Jesus Christ Day. After in the Bible it's basically shitting on that. God damn, Jeremiah.
Yeah, basically like a lot of the whole Yuletiding and everything, it's all pagan shit. That shit.
The Christmas the wreath is also a heathen custom. I like the word heathen. You heathens. Representing the sun wheel and the cyclical year, the wreath was associated with both Odin and Mithras. So it is that Odin, I guess. The act of kissing under the mistletoe, both Roman and Norse customs. Both cultures celebrate the solstice ceremony by kissing beneath the mistletoe. So basically, Christianity just robbed a bunch of shit from other cultures to make Christmas a little more fun.
Yeah, or it blended through those people all joining that like sect of like that religion and shit, and then they just brought some of their stuff with it. You know, some people were just like, "Oh, you don't want to cut down the tree? No. We gotta cut down the tree. We do this."
Do you have holiday spirit?
Me?
You get in the Christmas spirit?
No.
When you see like a bunch of Christmas lights and stuff, you don't like that?
Oh, I like seeing Christmas lights. Yeah.
Okay, so that's holiday spirit.
But,
when Christmas hits, the winter, it's a dark time. You know what I mean? Seasonal depression. We don't like it.
I know.
But Christmas season, whether you're religious or not, I think it's nice.
Yeah. My buddy, he's like Jewish and he like loves Christmas more than any season, any time. Like more than Hanukkah, more than he's like, I love Christmas.
The lights, the music, the movies.
But you know what? I always have Christmas associated with gift giving. That's why I don't like it.
Because you don't like giving gifts?
No, because I usually don't have money around this time of year, so I can't. So every time I'm like, let's just fucking pass this time quickly.
I'm a notorious bad gift giver in my family. Oh yeah, because same thing. A lot of times I rarely have money, so I have to get a little creative with the gifts I give. And people are like, "What the fuck?"
At least you do. I just fucking wimp out.
That's what's good when little kids are like under 4. You can give them like something from the dollar store.
Oh yeah,
and they're still gonna appreciate it. Oh, what's this? A cap gun?
And they're like, what?
They're like, I'm 2 years old. Bang bang bang.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think I should give that to my nephew this year. Actually,
a cap gun?
Yeah.
No, man.
Why?
Well, actually,
what's wrong with cap guns?
I don't know. It depends. What kind of cap?
I love
sheet. Sheet, the paper, or the circle.
The circle.
The circle's safer. The sheet is wild.
Why? What does the sheet do?
The sheet's basically the same thing. I don't even know if they make this anymore. Like, because this is when I was young. Fucking, it's just a sheet with those caps on it.
Yeah. And why is it dangerous?
And you just feed it because you can just take it and go. Poof, poof.
Oh,
you can just bang it everywhere. It's crazy.
But could it hurt you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It
Maybe I gotta rethink that then. But Christmas movies. One thing I looked into as a pro or of con of Santa is everyone that's played Santa, and no Christmas movie has ever won an Academy Award.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? That makes sense.
That's a major con.
That makes sense. They shouldn't.
What?
I don't think you should win one of those for one of those.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
I couldn't even name one.
Wow.
I don't know. Maybe anything with Chevy Chase. Because me and my mom used to love watching those movies. Like the Griswold shit.
Yeah.
I
Christmas Vacation.
I think they have a Christmas one.
Yeah, they do.
That's dope.
It's a classic.
I think mostly what I love when it came to Christmas was like The Simpsons. Watching Christmas specials.
Like Christmas episodes?
Yeah. And then that movie you were talking about, that claymation shit.
Yeah, that's a
like
good
the
one.
Shit. That's how you know it's Christmas, when you're sitting there and watching that shit.
Yeah.
That's the best.
That one. Okay, my childhood classics are, that one. Then there's A Christmas Story. Ralphie asking for the fucking BB gun for Christmas. You know that one?
No. What is that?
You don't know about, and Adam West narrates it?
No.
You never seen A Christmas Story?
Oh, yeah, I think I do know what you're talking about.
I'll show you the fucking...
I think I know what you're talking about. Is it that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen that.
That's one of my... The kid that licks the pole. Did you ever lick a pole when you were a kid? No homo?
Fuck no. You crazy? Are you out of your mind? My mom would kick the shit out of me if I did that. I don't know about all you other kids.
The dad wins the leg light thing. Remember that?
Is that Dan Aykroyd? Nah.
No, this is like the remake version they did live on TV a couple years ago.
Oh, true.
And Santa's not nice in that movie. He's like, "You want a BB gun for Christmas? Get the fuck out of here,
so
you
little
little
put someone's eye out with that thing." And he's like, "Aw."
Who has played Santa? Okay, Tim Allen in the Santa Claus.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton in Bad Santa. Like that's a classic one too.
Yeah. That's actually really.
I never seen this one. Jim Carrey in Doctor.
Never seen that.
Richard
Hanks.
Attenborough in Miracle on 34th Street.
Ooh, I've never seen that.
You never seen Miracle on 34th Street?
Probably not.
That's a heartwarming one, man.
Bro,
you know
my mom used to like to watch stand-up comedy. That was like her shit.
For Christmas?
Every day.
Okay, we're talking about Christmas here.
I know.
This is a Christmas episode. Pros and Conquerors, Bad Boys of History.
I'm just saying. I didn't get to see these things.
Did you put up a Christmas tree at your house as a kid?
Probably up until I was like 6.
Really,
And then we stopped.
Oh, we did all the way.
Because it like broke a little bit and there was no man around to like put up another one. My mom was just like, fuck it. Whatever.
True. You could just put up a fake one like that one over there.
Yeah, she didn't. I guess there's no money.
Yeah, no, I loved decorating the tree when I was a kid. And my mom had like so I was born in November, so close to Christmas. And my mom, there's a story, you know, she made a Christmas ornament for me while she was like, while she was like lying around being pregnant and shit.
Really?
It's like every year, just hear that same story. I was waiting for my water to break, and I was making this Christmas ornament.
It happened while she was making it?
Yeah, she's like, they're like, push, and she's like, I have to finish this.
Are you for real?
Imagine. That'd be so fucked.
But did it break while she was?
No, I'm kidding.
That'd be crazy.
I'm boosting about that part.
That'd be dope.
Ben Affleck played Santa. I never knew that. In reindeer games.
How dope would that be? And then the Christmas ornament has like little stains on it from the water. That'd be sick.
Ew. You know where that water comes from? The uterus.
It's the best water you can drink.
This spot right here? That's my water.
Right?
See this blood? That was your placenta. Is that what it's called? The placenta?
Yeah.
This is where my placenta was broken. No, yuck. Ew, Mom.
Tim Allen.
You never seen the Santa Claus?
No.
You
Wait. Tim Allen is Santa. I think I've seen a movie where he
So
was
basically,
Santa
Santa dies. He falls off Tim Allen's roof. And now
yes.
Tim Allen has to be Santa Claus.
Yes. I remember.
I love that movie when I was a kid, but it's not one of my.
Dope.
It's not one of my classic
No.
ones.
I'm telling you, for me, my classics are The Simpsons and that claymation shit.
Yeah.
Charlie Brown. You gotta see Charlie Brown's Christmas.
I have the Charlie Brown Christmas record.
Really? Yeah.
I'll throw it on after.
But like, yeah, just that shit. It's more cartoons for me that make me feel like Christmas is around.
Oh yeah. There's some classic. Well, there's the claymation Rudolph too. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
And
that
it goes
too.
to the island of misfit toys.
Yes.
Fuck.
yes.
Sometimes I feel like living there.
Is that how you feel?
The elf that can't make toys.
Oh yeah, that guy. Oh, I just can't make it. Yeah, I remember that. That was such a dope movie.
Yeah.
Those are weird.
Fucking Rudolph's dad. He finds out he has a red nose and he's so ashamed of it. He's like, we have to put something on there.
Oh yeah. What do you cover with snow or dirt or something?
I think he just put like a mic sock on it basically. And then Rudolph, he's like talking like he has a stuffed up nose for a bit.
He's like, oh yeah. I remember that. That was so weird.
Did you guys in school used to sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose, right?
I lived in the Jewish area. We didn't sing that.
Okay, but like the kid version where you like throw in like ad libs. You seen that?
Oh yeah.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose.
Come on.
No, like a light bulb. And
do
if
the
you
DMX
ever saw
version.
it, you would ever say it glows. I forgot. They say he wouldn't let him join in all the reindeer games like Monopoly.
Yeah.
Throwing those ones.
Yeah.
Classic.
No, DMX does a better version of that.
Yeah. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's the best.
I love DMX, man. Top 5 rapper.
His ad libs are dangerous on that song. Come on.
Who do you think would make a good Santa Claus in a movie? A good actor
A good actor to play Santa Claus.
that hasn't played him yet.
And it's like a real Santa Claus. Like he's like actually Santa. Like it's not like a guy. You know, it's not like a mall Santa. It's like an actual
Playing Santa in the movie.
Like an actual Santa, not like Tim Allen was.
Like in Tim Allen, the Santa Claus. Like
he became Santa over time, but he wasn't actually.
Okay,
Santa.
well, what's Billy Bob Thornton?
Like
he's a mall Santa.
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't actually Santa.
Okay. So the people that actually play him. First of all,
I would say that guy who Christian, like Batman's butler.
Yeah.
That dude. He was like, "Are you sure you want to do this today, sir? Maybe we should wait."
British? No,
yeah.
fuck that. Yeah.
Well, no, because he's British. He could probably switch to an American accent real easy. Come on, Hugh
I don't
Jackman.
Want no
Come on,
Santa. Get the
out
fuck
of here.
out of here. Another classic Christmas movie. Santa's not in it, but have you seen It's a Wonderful Life?
Yeah.
Black and white.
I don't know if I've seen black and white.
Which one have you seen?
Or no, I don't think I've seen that. See, again, I think I just saw The Simpsons ride through the ride It's a Wonderful Life.
Ooh, okay.
That's all I've seen.
So It's a Wonderful Life.
That's a black and white. No, I haven't watched any black and white movies. What's wrong with
This
you?
is my dad's favorite Christmas movie, and it might make you cry.
I didn't have a white dad,
Buddy.
sir.
Well, that's your loss. But Miracle on 34th Street, It's a Wonderful Life are two old Christmas movies that have stood the test of time. I'm going to tell you, if you watch this movie, you're going to get emotional. The guy tries to kill himself.
For real.
You're going to relate to it.
He's going to be like, I'm done with Christmas.
Just when life is hard. And then, so the premise of the movie is guy tries to kill himself, and then he sees what the world would have been like if he never existed.
Oh, like a ghost appears and they're like, let me show you the world without you.
This is the movie where, every time you hear a bell, an angel gets his wings.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
How tough is that?
Clarence the angel. So
you were in the movie where that originated.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's pretty sick, eh?
No, I've never watched that, but I've seen that scene like 100 times. And that one.
What's he say?
That's the
and a happy new year.
That's the one where he's like, the angel gets its wings.
It's a good movie. I haven't watched it in years, but it'll get your old heart ticking.
Growing up in Chabad Gate, you don't get to see many Christmas things this.
How about 8 Crazy Nights? That's a Jewish Christmas movie.
You know what, actually? You know what used to happen on my street in Christmas? There was an Irish family. And every year they would put up the whole thing. It was like a big fuck you to the whole neighborhood. They put up Jesus and the manger, everything. And they put lights on it.
The manger, that's aggressive.
Everything. They didn't give a fuck.
Yo, you see this shit right
Every
here?
year.
Jesus was born in a manger.
Every year they would do it. That was like my biggest Christmas exposure growing up.
It is crazy, like that they didn't have room at the inn in Bethlehem. They took, Mary was like, I'm pregnant. I'm a pregnant woman. Can we get a room? And they're like, go sleep in that barn over there.
Why? But why did they do that to her?
Well, allegedly, a lot of people had to.
Because she was black. Everybody.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
Mother Mary was black? Oh, shit.
And that's why Jesus' hair was like a mixed kid,
Was it?
Yeah, it was like wool, they said.
Hair like wool. Wow.
Right? He had those curls.
We used to have a manger at my house, but
Drake,
not like a big one for the front lawn.
Drake is Jesus. He's Jesus reincarnated.
Imagine. Jesus was like, last time I was nice. This time, nice for what?
Oh, oh man. But Santa Claus. What else? What else was Santa Claus? I think I'm heavily thinking that it's more connected to this shamanistic shit.
Yeah.
Than it is to like an actual person. But when we look at this actual person who it is based
Saint
on,
Nicholas definitely existed.
They're not. Yeah, exactly.
They're like he definitely existed. It's the is he a saint because he wiped out or tried to murder a bunch of people that didn't believe in Christianity the way that they wanted them to, or is he a saint because he was a good guy and dropping off money to underprivileged people?
I think he's
or a little bit of both.
I think he's just a like I say he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Just because. Back then, you killed people who didn't think like you. Kind of almost like today. He was just canceling people.
What do you think the
That's
mindset?
all it was.
Yeah,
he
the
was running
mindset.
around canceling people.
It's like, okay, so comparing it to today, it's like, you know what it's like? It's like if this whole anti-mask thing was going on in the 300s, I think people would be getting murdered for not wearing masks.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's like, you're not believing the way we want you to believe. You're bad for the world.
Yeah.
Wow.
They would kill people.
That's how they solve the problem. But now we just kill people's reputation.
We kill their Twitters.
And
their Instagrams. And their Facebooks.
Preach.
It's crazy. Yeah. But that's pretty much what he did. And that's what people did back then. So, like, that's bad. But I don't know. It's just the way he did so many good things. The thing is, I often think about doing good things the way that he did. And it fucking chokes me up inside every time. So if he has that,
What do you mean it chokes you up?
Like just to think about like doing that for somebody,
Oh, like dropping off people money and stuff?
Yeah, like if you needed like $20,000 and I just had it and I could just like leave it here and bounce, I'd be so.
And just not even saying anything?
I'd be so happy.
Not being like, pay me back when you have it?
Nah. Just like it's just a gift. Like I'd love to do that.
It would be nice.
You just found like 5 here and 5 there and 5 over there.
And then I just go crazy and I start digging through every corner of my house. I'm like, I'd rather you just hand it to me instead of hiding it. Fucking going through my chimneys covered in soot.
I'd leave it on your bed. How about that? There you go.
Yeah, under my pillow. Whatever.
That way you can just rip apart the bed.
But yeah, like I'm sure. Okay, if he was like that vicious mob boss that that one source was telling me he was, even if he did do that, the fact that he's the patron saint of sailors, merchants, archers, thieves, prostitutes, children, brewers, pawnbrokers, unmarried people, and students. He's the saint of 10 different types of people. It's like he must have done some good for some people. You know what I mean? Like not all of that stuff's made up. Like he probably did a little bit of good, a little bit of bad.
And isn't that how every mob boss would be? Like, isn't that every mob boss is down for sex workers, unmarried people, like all those people?
Yeah, you kill the other mob off, but at the same time, you're bringing turkeys to the hood on Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. You protect all those people, you know?
Damn.
You just want to make sure things go right.
Buddy.
And if your daughters are going to be prostitutes, don't worry. One hand washes the other. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure your daughter's not prostitutes, but if they start saying that Jesus isn't on the same level of God, I'm going to murder them.
That's it. And that's probably what it was. He was like, they're down.
Yeah, they can get married off, but they better get married off to a husband that knows that we're talking about the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, not just the Father.
Yeah. He can't be an anti-Holy Spiriter.
This guy went to the fucking that council, 50 other bishops there. Like, hey guys, let's talk about it. Is there a Father, Son, Holy Spirit, or is it just the Father? This guy's like,
He's
just
a
the
mob
Father.
boss.
The fuck you say?
Ask-
Beat the fuck out of him. They said he violently assaulted him. Some people say he just punched him in the face. But
isn't that because some Capone shit? That's exactly what Capone would do.
yeah.
You'd be like, I don't think so. He'd be like, oh yeah, eh?
Yeah.
You just stand up and be like, hey everybody, what's going on? He just pull out a bat and kill you.
Yeah. St. Nicholas rolled up in there like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Jesus on the same level. Someone starts laughing. He's like, you think that's funny? You think that's funny? I'm not funny. I don't joke around.
You think Jesus is here to make you laugh? Huh? Is that what you think?
It is tricky, but I personally, I think God is above all.
You think he's not with Jesus? But he sent Jesus down, and he's obviously he's obviously not having sex with
We're all
chicks,
sent down.
right? But he's not.
I think.
But God didn't have sex with chicks, right?
We're gonna do a Jesus episode probably around Easter.
But who had sex with Mother Mary? Nobody, right? So then, like, they're connected.
Scientific.
And you know what else?
Yeah.
That whole they're all connected thing. Isn't that towards Jesus? I know we're talking about Christmas, but isn't that towards Jesus' teachings that we are all connected like that?
We are all one.
Yeah, like the Father, Son, Holy Spirit thing. Like, isn't that part of his teachings? He was like, I am God. Didn't he say that? He said some shit like that.
I am God. God is in me. I think God is like
something like that. Yeah.
God is in everyone. The difference between Unitarianism and Trinitarianism. So Unitarianism is the belief in a single God, not divided into any aspects, particularly when presented as a contrast to Christian Trinitarianism. Now, Trinitarianism is the monotheistic Christian doctrine that defines God as three divine persons: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
True. They're wrapped up in some wild shit, eh?
Apparently, his grave was robbed too, eh?
St. Nicholas?
Yeah.
See, that's what I mean. He was a mob boss.
Let me look. Yeah.
They were like, how much gold do you think's inside his casket? They're like, all the fucking gold you could think of. And then they fucking robbed it, obviously. Because this guy was a mobster. Basically. That's what it sounds like to me. He's beating the shit out of people. He was like helping out sex workers, children, the unmarried, which I guess was a bad thing back then, to just be unmarried. You know what I mean? He was just down for
I think it's just, yeah.
all the misfits he was down for.
Yeah, because if you were unmarried, like your family had a trouble looking after you because they didn't plan to have a 40-year-old son living in the basement, right?
Yeah.
So now St. Nicholas came around and he's like, here's a Nintendo.
Yeah, he was like, one hand washes the other.
Yeah.
I give you Nintendo a little bit of money. We're going to go kill some non-believers.
Ooh.
That's it. We're going to go kill a couple non-believers.
Damn, son.
Just a few hundred. It's all good.
Santa. Yeah, so that's jolly old St. Nick for you.
And can you imagine? And every time he went out and got non-believers, he would go in a white robe and he'd come back red and white.
Ooh. He had his wrist clean, but his body was covered in blood.
Yeah, and he was just that's just what he liked. He liked getting covered in the blood.
Yeah. Like his hat was white, but he just wiped it off there.
Yeah. He would dip it. He'd dip it.
Ooh.
He'd be like, and then he'd throw it on and be like, let's go.
And then he would feed the bones to reindeers.
Right?
Now we're just making up shit.
I don't know, man. There's been crazy. Listen, we did an episode on Genghis Khan, so obviously there's crazier things that have happened in the world. Genghis
Khan was BC though, right? Wasn't he?
Say beefy?
BC. Was he before Christ or after Christ?
Oh, I don't know, man.
I forget, yo.
Is Christ even BC or, because if Christ is God.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there it goes. It's perfect now. I look like Lady Liberty.
Yeah.
As I should.
Is it racist that you're wearing antlers and I'm wearing a Santa hat? Is that how
dare you?
Is this my white privilege?
But these aren't antlers.
Divvied out this hat.
These are lights.
What is that?
They're lights. I look like the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, you do. I always thought that about you.
That's
welcoming in immigrants.
But yeah, all in all, I think Saint Nick.
Yeah.
I think he's a good guy. I think straight up, I do.
His biggest crime was people that didn't want to believe like him. He was not down with.
Yeah, he would go after people like that, and but that's just what you did back then. And like we said before, that's what people are doing even today. So how harshly can we judge him in that?
Exactly, and it was the year 300. People did shit, you know what I mean? And if they stole some things from other cultures to make his story look better, I mean, that's just what they do in the movie business.
This is what everybody does, right? Cultural appropriation.
Now, okay, before we go, we'll just say, okay, that's Saint Nicholas. That's Saint Nicholas. But the story that kids believe in Santa, the North Pole guy, the guy that comes around, gives gifts to everyone. He works one day a year. He has elves working for him, unpaid. Just
bro,
there's no elves that
get room and board.
Yeah,
and they get to eat candy canes and cake.
So you
and
think
shit.
the story of Santa as just like the mythical, the story of Santa that kids believe, you think that Santa is a great guy?
Well, what you think Santa had them working like Foxconn kind of facilities?
I'm just
you
saying,
think it was like a sweatshop?
I'm just saying he goes.
I think it was in a gingerbread house with a conveyor belt made of sugar cane.
Yeah. So you think that elves like working there? And they're singing. They're singing throughout the day.
That's what they're made for. They love it.
True.
That's what they all work for.
Yeah. You seen Elf with Will Ferrell? That's a good one too. That one, and he's very happy.
Right? And they're all like that. They like that shit. They love that shit.
But there is some like elves that are pissed off, I'm sure. They're just like, fucking Santa, I don't have no Christmas spirit.
Oh, is elf like a derogatory term now? Are we allowed to say elf? Are people offended by elf now?
Well, I'm sure if you call a midget an elf.
True.
Hey, aren't you?
But isn't it like?
Aren't you supposed to be working at the North Pole?
I heard midget's a bad one too now.
It is.
I
should stop saying it. Midget is the the FAGGOT for short people, isn't it?
See,
are they equal?
That's what I would say. I've heard people say it's like their N-word.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, guys.
It's their.
None of you guys got anything like the N-word, baby. Okay.
No, I agree. I
Nobody.
I'm in comedy, at least stand-up comedy. I say there's only one bad word that I won't say, and it's the N-word.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at you. That's nice.
Yeah.
I never said it in life. Like, I wasn't somebody to say it. And as soon as I started doing stand-up, I say it so much.
You say it a lot. Yeah.
Oh, all the time. I love it. Oh, it's so good.
You never said it before stand-up?
No.
Wow. You're such a phony.
No, you, even in my regular life, I don't say it. But I love saying it when I'm on stage. Oh, it's so nice.
Have you said it on the podcast?
Nigger.
Whoa, hard R? Damn. You're crazy.
That was Jam. For anybody listening, that was Jam Easy.
No, hell no. Yeah. I remember one old comic. We were like standing outside a show somewhere. And he was like saying that he's a white guy, and he said he has a joke that's like the perfect N-word joke, whatever. And I heard, and it wasn't. I don't remember what the joke was. I just remember him like trying to say like, oh, if it's funny enough, you can say it. And he said it, and I was like, that's not funny enough. That's definitely not funny enough.
Yeah, some people think they like. Well, there's a comedian we both know. He thought he was funny enough to say it, and it didn't work. And a black person walked out on his show.
Really?
Yeah.
I have a joke that was
work.
funny before the pandemic, but then it wasn't. But after all the George Floyd and Black Lives Matter like stuff really ramped up, I was telling it in the summer. It's a joke about comparing something to slavery, and basically like just saying the word slavery.
You had like a I can't breathe joke.
No,
that was like the punchline.
Basically, the joke. I'll just say it because why leave mystery? So basically, I don't know. Okay, I'll just tell the whole thing. Pronouns, I think, is a funny thing to be fighting for. Pronouns is a funny thing to be fighting for because at the same time, they're saying that there's an epidemic of murdering trans people.
Yeah.
I think we got to get that whole not killing you guys thing under control first. And then I say, when black people got freed from slavery, they didn't bust out like, hey, we want to be seen as complete equals. Call me sir now. Nah, they settled for 3/5 and they figured the rest out later.
Oh yeah, I've heard you say that one.
So
that's a solid one because it's true.
It was funny before, but I'm telling you, in the summertime, when like stand up started opening back up again, I told it 2 different places that I was like, the fucking tension is like not worth it.
Oh yeah, you gotta wait a little bit. Like that'll come back. You can say that soon. Yeah, like 5 months.
I don't know.
5 months.
But it is a good point though when you think about it. It's like, yeah, you guys are putting the cart before the horse. Like you know what I mean? Like,
well, that's
it takes time. It takes time for everyone to be on board with.
Remember that thing I said to you that you're like you should make that a bit, and I have. It's like about perseverance and knowing how to like handle all the pressure that comes with being oppressed and shit.
Yeah.
It's basically the same type of joke.
Same kind of premise. Yeah.
Yeah, and and I'm gonna say that as soon as I can because it's true.
Yeah.
You
Oh man, if I was black, I'd have so much funny jokes.
Bro, there's a lot.
I do have so many funny jokes.
You do, but like when you're
but
black, it's just.
Yeah, you can really sink your teeth into this, and it's like, yeah, especially about like the whole oppression thing, because it's like, yeah, are you guys kidding me? Like, like, it takes time. It takes time to get equality. Let's say.
But like my joke says, not when you're white. When you're white, you're just like, I want it right now.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on here?
Exactly.
But where's my goddamn respect?
When you're a white man becoming a white woman, you're like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? Or either way around, but either way,
right?
Now we're talking too much about other shit.
I know
that is like
Christmas.
we're gonna get in trouble for this shit. If you listen this far in the episode, you deserve to hear the nastiness.
Yeah.
Of our, we're just joking around.
I'm a comedian.
Santa Claus.
What do you think this is, man?
Is there a Black Santa movie?
Yeah, there has to be a Black Santa movie, and also there's a Black Santa because we're talking about like Turkey right now. Obviously, you know my whole conspiracy. They stole that from Egypt. So the stories of Santa Claus, he was black to begin with.
Oh, there's a couple Black Santa
That's why
movies.
he dressed so fly. That's why he was always dressed so nice.
Wow, Black Santa's Revenge. That's it.
That's how I'm going to celebrate Christmas. In the spirit of 2020, I'm watching Black Santa movies. And if you don't, you're racist.
Black Santa's
Straight
Revenge.
Up.
A down and out Santa is robbed of all his toys for all the poor kids in town. He searches for the thugs responsible and murders them.
Bro,
that's some real Saint Nicholas shit. Should I say Saint
Niggerish shit? Oh, that's
exactly.
Good.
See, if I was black, I could have said that, and that joke would have landed so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sounds all right actually.
Yeah.
But it got 5.6 out of. Oh, it's only 20 minutes. It's a short action movie.
If you go back.
Yeah.
This is disrespectful, Google. Okay?
What?
It says Black XXS Xmas under Black Santa movie. Do better. Do better. Don't put porn on our black things. What's wrong with you guys?
What's this one? The Perfect Holiday. Oh, this isn't even a Santa. Santa's not even in The Perfect Holiday. I've seen that. That's just a movie about couples going on.
Why are all the Black Santa movies like Christmas Evil, Black Santa's Revenge? What's going on?
Is that one?
Why don't we have like a wholesome one? See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We need a Black Santa movie that's not about killing.
I need a Black Santa movie where Denzel Washington plays Santa.
Ooh.
I need Denzel to gain 20 pounds, and I need him to play Santa Claus. That's what I need.
The 12 best Black Christmas movies to watch this holiday. Oh, Madea, obviously. Madea always.
Have you ever watched a Madea movie?
Have I ever? Okay, let me
not.
tell you my one Madea movie story.
Okay.
Madea goes to jail. I watched it in theaters.
Oh, wow.
And you can imagine the theater was bumping. Now, a lot of people say, oh, I don't like going to movies where there's black people, so many black people, because they're going to be so loud, hooting and hollering.
Yep.
But when you go to a black movie where you can expect that kind of rabble-rousing in the crowd.
This rabble-rousing.
It's actually so sick. The movie was fucking hilarious. I was in on it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, this is the most fun movie theater I've ever been in.
Fucking right. It's always like that.
I liked it so much that I got the movie on DVD after.
Wow, really?
And when I watched it at home, I was like, this movie's not that good.
It's not the same because there's no black people.
The spirit of the theater was like making it such a good time.
Yeah.
It made everything Madea said sound like the best.
That's how we got through the cotton era, man. Just bumping, you know? Just keeping things alive.
Yeah.
Look at these movies. Is it all Madea?
No, only the first one was.
Fuck.
Black Nativity. The Best Man's Holiday.
Yo, The Best Man was a dope movie.
This Christmas, haven't seen that.
I have no idea what that is. Is Chris Brown
in that?
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Chris Brown, that girl with the dead rapper.
Good Lord. With the dead rapper?
Yeah, that's Nipsey Hussle's girl.
Oh.
What's her name again?
Laura London.
Yeah. The Perfect Holiday. This is all these holidays.
Williams. God damn.
Last holiday. Wow, are they not going to... Okay, they better. Friday After Next. That's a good one. I was going to say, they're not going to include that one. That's another one.
There's a Black Santa for you.
Yeah, he's dead now. John C. Witherspoon.
Yeah, man. Dope. Rest in peace.
Anyways, yeah, rest in peace, John C. Witherspoon. Rest in peace, Saint Nicholas, Odin. You guys all paved the way for this beautiful holiday. Yes, it's Jesus' birthday, but we couldn't have done it without you, Saint Nick.
But I thought what you just read just verified that it wasn't Jesus' birthday. That the guys just wanted to move it to that date.
Who's this guy? Fact checker? Anyways.
Bro, Jesus was born sometime in the spring, and everybody knows it. And my birthday's in April. That's all I'm going to say. But he was born in the spring. Because if he was conceived around that time.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy would... I forgot the next part. But I like... even church Christmas songs are good. Tell me, how did you feel? How did you feel? Oh, mama Mary.
Jesus was born in July.
Your little boy will bring us joy. My mom's name is Mary Jane, and I used to sing that to her all the time.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would get high all the time. I'd have such a bad addiction. I already have a bad addiction to weed, but it'd be way worse.
I know. I am the son of Mary Jane.
Yeah, I'd be so cool with it.
And I smoke it. I do smoke weed, and that's all I have to say about that.
Man, so all in all, what do you think? You think he's a good guy? Let's just wrap it up, I guess.
Wrap it up. He might have been a murderous, violent person, but he also did give money to prostitutes. And if anything, I could say to you this Christmas, it's support your local sex workers.
Right.
They're not getting as much money as they should be. They pretty much have sex for money, and I think that's great.
And they got to waste all this money on getting tested all the time for your safety. You know what I mean? You got to give them a little.
Yeah, kids and sex workers. That's what Santa's all about. And to me, that's a good guy.
Protecting them. He's basically like Donald Trump. Am I right?
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's like Donald Trump to you. Every time I say somebody's good, this guy loves Donald Trump. He's a black Republican.
Bro, you ever heard that song, Black Republicans? What up?
So yeah, overall, I say keep Santa up. I say don't tear down Santa.
I say don't tear down Santa. Don't turn him into other nationalities. He doesn't need to be other nationalities.
Yeah, Odin
just be that way.
Odin coming to town doesn't sound good. You better watch out. You better be nice. You better not pout. You know what I mean? This guy, yeah, okay. He put people on the naughty list, and he might have killed them. But if you were nice and you didn't cry about it, he was a good guy, and he'll give you presents.
Yeah, I was just playing that song in my head.
Yeah,
he was a mafia boss.
Oh yeah,
he knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows you've been naughty or nice.
Yeah,
and you better not cry. You better not pout, or else he's gonna give you something to fucking cry about.
Saint Nicholas, the mob boss. Yeah, so pretty much a cool guy.
Yeah, pretty much. And then what do you do for protection? You give him payment. How do you do it? Milk and cookies. Or else he's going to come upstairs and he's going to bust your head open. Because where's the respect? You give him respect. You know he's coming.
I come here with presents for your whole family and you don't even leave me milk and cookies? Are you fucking kidding me, bro?
Can you imagine? He's like, John, wake up. Wake up, John.
Yeah.
I come downstairs. It's been a long night. I don't see any milk. I don't see any cookies. We have a problem here.
Yeah, what a guy. What a guy. Anyway, Santa Claus, I'd say
I'm all good on Santa.
I'm all good on Santa. St. Nicholas, Kris Kringle, whatever your name is. Even Odin. It's just Odin's name doesn't flow as good with the songs. Like, what are we going to...
Don't tear down any Santa statues. Don't change him in any way. Leave him as is, just like you would leave Jesus.
Leave the blood on his hat. The red blood. Merry Christmas from us here at Pros and Conquerors, the bad boys in history. We hope you have a good Christmas.
Merry Christmas. That's how we're wrapping it. I think that's the best thing to do.
Thank you for listening to Pros and Conquerors, the bad boys of history. Rate, review, subscribe, and share. And remember to participate on our Instagram and shit and all that good stuff and blah, blah, blah. Follow us on Instagram.